Peace, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So, we are going to talk about pride because I feel like, for me particularly, pride speaks a lot towards like the ego. So, like, the most, the best time to present the ego is when you feeling yourself a little bit, in my personal opinion. But let me tell y'all something about females. We are just as prideful as males. And in my personal opinion, I can't speak for everybody, it is literally not discussed enough. So I literally wanted to give my own personal experience when like my pride was just damaged. It was damaged, y'all. And I can laugh about it now, but I was hurt. Like bad. I was so hurt, y'all. And before I even start, I would like to just to state that I've actually discussed this with my children's father before I even got here. So, please leave your ignorant, immature comments to yourself if that's where you're coming from. I'm not interested in dealing with it. Not gonna hold you. So, anyways, so my last relationship with my children's fathers, Eric, he had came to the conclusion that he couldn't give me like what I wanted. And it really is only funny now because back then the shit was not funny to me. But y'all, I had a whole fucking temper tantrum. Like a toddler. And I'm not gonna hold y'all because we're literally gonna have to fucking call this shit for what the fuck it was. And it was a tantrum. For fucking sure. Because who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Who the fuck do you think you are not fighting for? Who the fuck do you think you are? Period. Like, what did you just say? I couldn't have heard you correctly. And this is the utmost, like, I mean this in the utmost, like, non-arrogant way. But I was just not used to this treatment. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's not something I've experienced. So it was just like, often I was deciding to like end things with people. Not someone just like straight up like ending things with me. Like, what? What the fuck did you just say? So, y'all, once again, my pride is destroyed. You're hitting below the belt in my motherfucking head. And I'm having a full-blown fucking tantrum. So in the midst of this tantrum, I told him, like, you never find another me. Thinking I'm talking shit, right? That man told me, why would I be looking to date someone like you? Like, when I say y'all, I was hot. I was like the house burning down hot. Like, I was hot. And then like it did not help when like discussing this with like the people around me, the people that I like talk to. It was either like he was gonna miss me when I was gone, gaslighting, or my expectations were like too high. This predominantly came from the males in my life. I'm not gonna hold y'all. And we're not even going to we have to acknowledge like the social media also gaslighting me, sharing these posts. Well, not gaslighting me, but like some of the posts can be like perceived as gaslighting. Like posts such as like, she asked for better, so I became better. So like this is instantly like where my mind is going. Like, if I want you to become this person, just become this person. Crazy as fuck, because let me just tell y'all something really fucking fast. As good as those posts be fucking sounding, everyone's expectations is not the same. They're just not. So just because someone was able to change it to what somebody else's wanted doesn't mean someone will be able to do that for you particularly, especially depending on what your standards are, what you are expecting, and where they are. Furthermore, nobody, no one at all changes overnight. It's unrealistic, and to me these posts are definitely misleading. And if you don't have like a level of awareness to decipher through like posts like this, it can be pretty much gaslighting you to think that like your way of thinking is correct and it's incorrect, if that makes sense. So like, as I've stated before, we need to be mindful of what we're actually like putting our energy into, because as I mentioned, this is literally a form of gaslighting. It is, like, for real life. Furthermore, if that person is not ready, they're not ready. Period. It is not our job to change somebody into something. It is not our job to force somebody to be something. That's not what this is. And like, this is what I was like taking out of like these posts. And I can't speak for everybody. I could predominantly only speak for myself, but I could also like go like based on like the comments and stuff that like I see under posts like this. Like, but it's not this simple. And just because somebody is not ready for you particularly, that's okay, because no one should be forced into changing. It helps no one. More than anything, it creates more problems within any relationship. I don't care what relationship it is, friendship, family ship, romantic ship, doesn't matter. It's really just that. But I do apologize for, the little rant, because I definitely got off topic a little bit. But no one has ever told me like I deserve better. Like, that was something that I had to figure out like on my own, like outside of Eric, who was damaging my pride, telling me that I deserve better, because I literally, in the midst of that time, I just wanted him to become better. And it's so funny because now when I'm talking about it, it's just like, I sound crazy to me, like listening to me talk to you. Listen to me explain this to y'all. I sound insane to me now. Like, it's rough. And I'm not saying this like as a shot to Eric. I'm saying that like, because I'm saying this because like, one, I genuinely appreciate, like, I want y'all to know, like, I genuinely appreciate his maturity, especially when it comes to like being able to admit that he was unable to give me what I desired. Two, instead of still trying to change him into what I desired, I really should have just accepted he just wasn't the guy for me. And I wasn't. I was more so still trying to force him and guilt trip him into, changing. No. But, like when this first transpired, like when he first told me what he told me, I was pretty fresh in counseling. And my first fucking thought, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold y'all, is how dare you not fight for this? Not fight for us. Not fight for our family. Wait. What? Huh? And these were definitely like my thoughts, like my first thoughts amongst some like some big ass shit talking. I used to be talking shit in my head for sure. Nonetheless, as I continued like counseling, I was able to like reflect through this relationship, and I had to swallow my pride, bury it, submerge it for real, to acknowledge the amount of stress that this guy was under all of these years, because I was always trying to change him. Listen to me say, that was wrong of me. That was wrong of me. And I apologized to him. Shit, I apologized to everyone, because I was very controlling in damn near all of my relationships, not even just romantic partners, like just kind of controlling, not gonna hold y'all. And this was never like intentional, but this is what I was doing. So I have to take accountability for that. And, you know, that's really a topic for another day. But what I do know is that I was wrong for trying to turn him into something that he was not, for my own personal happiness, instead of doing things to make myself happy, not even acknowledging the amount of stress that I was causing within the relationship, and not always taking accountability for, like, you know, my own words and actions. And I do give myself grace with this, because I honestly didn't know how to, you know, do these things. I didn't know how to put me first. I didn't know how to not let fear consume me, you know, the fear of letting him go, and him doing things that I asked him to do with another person. I didn't know how to admit my part in this. I didn't know how to view this investment of time from a different perspective, if that makes sense to y'all. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know that, like, trauma was ruling my entire existence. Y'all, I honestly just didn't know a lot. And I was even more, I was like afraid of like disappointing others and what like others would think or say. And this is why I'm grateful for counseling. I'm super grateful for counseling, because I would not have been able to, like, you know, like get to this point without counseling. As am I fucking internally grateful for Eric accepting a truth that I was nowhere near ready to accept what he had figured out, like, at all. Like, this man is a motherfucking superstar in my head, to me. And although things could not work between us, like, as far as a relationship, I do believe with everything in me that this is a great guy. He's just simply not for me, and that is okay, because we have beautiful memories. I love my children. I am grateful that he is the father of my children. We have a beautiful friendship, and I am not I'm not going to hold y'all. It took work, and it took a while for us to be able to get here. And we still have a lot of work to do, but, like, you know, we're doing that work as parents. But, like, a lesson I am grateful to have learned, period. I needed this lesson for sure. these are lessons I pride myself in like teaching my children, because forcing someone to change, living in fear, being controlling, looking for others to make you happy, putting yourself last, these are just definitely generational curses that I am more than happy to do away with, especially when it comes to my children. This is also one of the reasons why someone telling me what's for me, or even that they are good for me, kind of irritates me in a way, because I've gone through like some shit, like some real shit, even figuring out like, you know, like what was for me. And this boundary is often like overstepped because of how others feel, without acknowledging that no one would know me better than I know me. You're just simply not me. And like, it's super frustrating, and it's not really like overwhelmingly frustrating, but it's frustrating and it's definitely annoying. But I definitely can handle it. I handle myself well, because I'm gonna stand on what I say. I don't care how anybody feels about it. And you are not me, so you can't tell me what's best for me, just like I can't tell anybody else what's best for them. The peas in the pie might not even match, if you know what I'm laying down, if you understand what I'm saying. But the overall point is that it's okay that someone can't give you what you want. It's okay that they acknowledge that. It's okay that you have standards. All of these things involve like maturity, growth, and the ability to like listen to yourself, amongst a whole bunch of other things. I'm not gonna hold you. But these are not bad things. They are powerful things. And it's time that we acknowledge these things as such. Yes, this was definitely like, you know, like, I didn't even know how prideful I was for real, until I like started reflecting on like situations that transpired like while I was in counseling, or like after I've started counseling. But like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I thought I was big shit. And I don't mean that like I don't have standards, or I think any less of myself, but like, I was not understanding that like everybody would not be able to give me what I want. And I had to accept that. As that, I have to accept that, you know, this particular person is mature enough to understand and comprehend that what I'm asking for, they are not able to give me. And instead of responding like the toddler that I did, I had to, you know, really dig down and heal from a whole bunch of shit to realize like, damn, he was really ready to make a decision that I was not ready to make. And that takes a lot. Like, I'm able to make those decisions now, but he was 2 steps ahead of me. But I'm also like, you know, I'm adding this pressure to his life. So like, I don't know. I just take full accountability for like the amount of stress that my boy was under, because I wanted a certain type of person as far as like relationship wise. And he was so fucking over my shit of me trying to change him that he let me know like, sis, I just cannot give you what you want. And that's fine. Not mad at him. Love his whole life. All is well. Period. But it's just like, you know, like, that shit was wild. And I was hurt. But hopefully y'all, I don't know, hopefully y'all found this as entertaining as I found this when I was reflecting on it, because it really was funny to me. But I'm gonna catch y'all next time.